Hi there! Hope your February has been going pretty well. I mean, the shortest month of the year, so technically, can't really go wrong with that. I don't know where I'm going with this, but let's just go on to the main point, shall we? So yes, it's February, and for many universities and colleges, that means that it is currently reading week. Or if it's not currently reading week, you will get reading week soon enough. I'm pretty sure. But for those who don't know, reading week is basically just like a March break for university students or post-secondary students. And we're supposed to be using this time to obviously catch up on reading and, catch up on any work that we have to do before midterms start. Or if you've already done midterms, it's kind of a break to start catching up for the next part of the semester so that you can prepare fully for finals that are coming in a few months. Boy, it's swell to be in university. Of course, no one really ends up doing that, and we all end up doing this instead. This week I've come to visit my parents, which is why my room looks a lot bigger than it actually would be in my apartment. Gosh, that's a really small apartment room. I make it work. So yes, it's reading week. It's a week off from school, from obligations, from work. Well, unless you're actually working during the time, in which case, good for you, you're making money. But for fangirls, it's an opportunity to catch up with all the things that we've missed when we're trying to actually keep up with social life that we're supposed to be a part. And of course, since I'm staying with my parents, I have to balance my catching up with fandom life and spending time with my family. As you can imagine, me trying to catch up often looks like this. Why? Why would you do this? Why, Dean? Why? And of course, when you're trying to catch up, you do a marathon, so you think, oh, another one's not gonna hurt, and then another one's not gonna hurt, and then another one's not gonna hurt. And before you know it, it's about 5 a.m. and you haven't really gotten any sleep. But hey, that's okay. It's all worth it in the end, right? Apparently a lot. Yes, I have what is known as the fangirl cold. Now don't confuse this with a regular cold, because this is totally not a regular cold. It's very, very special. It happens only to fangirls in these specific situations where you stay up late all night and get very little sleep, and you think there's no problem. I mean, you could deal with the sleep deprivation, that's no big deal. You go through that anyway. And then the sniffles come. And then the coughing. And then before you know it, you've caught the fangirl cold. Since I'm almost over this cold, I figured I would share my imparting wisdom on how to get over the fangirl cold. The first step to getting over the fangirl cold is actually getting out of bed. Yes, I know it seems extremely comfortable and you really don't want to get out of your nice warm cocoon. But hey, let's face it, you're gonna have to eat sometime. Second step is to make yourself as comfortable as possible. This includes staying in your pajamas all day. Put on some fuzzy socks or really comfortable slippers. Let's face it, your feet deserve it. And finally, put on an overly large but very comfortable sweater that you love. Once you've done that, you're all set to be sick and mopey and comfortable for the rest of the day. You're probably going to be sniffing and sneezing a lot, so that's why I always have a box of tissues nearby. And as for the cough, don't worry, there's a perfect solution for that. All you need to do is get yourself some tea. Now if you're big on tea, you could probably go to David's Tea or the like and get sachets of 9-in-1 cold or such the like. They have plenty of get well kind of tea remedies for colds, flus, anything like that. Now if you yourself can't go out and actually get this tea or don't have any, you could probably ask a family member, relative, friends, anyone to go out and just, purchase a small tin for you, just as a nice little gift and hope you'll get better so that you can hang out with them better. That's the deal. They get you the tea, you will spend time with them. But of course, if you can't do that, you could probably scavenge your house around for some packets of green tea, most likely. And of course, if you don't like tea, there's a whole other solution for a hot drink that doesn't include tea, but will still be very beneficial for you in the long run. And that is the honey lemon solution, which is basically just water, lemon, and honey put together. Side note, but it's probably better to drink it while it's still warm and hot, so once it gets cold, it's actually not that tasty. So now you're all comfortable, you have your box of tissues nearby, and you have your soothing hot drink over on the side. One thing now to help cure you of this disastrous and horrible fangirl cold. Indulging in your fandom. Yes, that's right. The thing that got you sick in the first place is also going to help cure you. Can you say that about normal colds? Didn't think so. Now that you're sick, you're no longer obligated to spend quality time with other people or even really leave your room. And no one's expecting you to socialize too much or go outside in case you get worse or they catch what you have. No more late nights, no more sneaking around. You can just indulge and enjoy in broad daylight without any judgmental looks or people calling you out on it. You're basically free to watch your favorite TV shows, rewatch your old favorite movies, or new ones that you kind of wanted to see before, catch up on reading or writing, depending on what you like best, or even memorizing the new lyrics to your favorite band or your new favorite song. And best of all, when you're caught up in all this stuff, you could use the spare time as a creative medium to start exploring and thinking of new ideas you want to do, whether that's in film or art or, again, with writing. You're now free to do so because you don't have a craving of trying to catch up and knowing what's happening in your favorite show or in your favorite novel or whatever it was that you were trying to catch up with in the first place and kept you up late at night. It's really quite simple to get over. It doesn't require any magical sorcery or special method that you need to use to get over it. On top of the obvious, it gives me an excuse to drink all the tea that I want. So that's good. This is getting cold. So hopefully for anyone else out there who is suffering with the fangirl cold, same as I am, or anyone in the future who might accidentally get it, because you don't really want to get the fangirl cold on purpose. I mean, sure, it's got plenty of benefits and you could actually binge watch everything or binge read or whatever it is that you want to do, but I gotta tell you, the feeling of being sick is just not worth it in the end. It's not fun. So if you liked this video or thought it was informative, please give this a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below what kind of methods do you use to get over a fangirl cold, or even just a regular cold. Do you also drink a lot of tea? Do you eat something specific? Do you just take medication? Or is there maybe some kind of ritual that you know that just gets rid of your cold and leads you feeling perfectly healthy well for days on end? Because if you do, I would really like to know that. Alright guys, I enjoyed making this video. If you want to see more of these kind of videos, please hit the subscribe button or again the like button below. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. Shout out to my makeshift tripod. Yep, that's $4 on a bar stool. Yeah, next time you're gonna have to remember to bring that thing.